That's it. There we are.
Photobomb.
What's up, guys? Dad, this is Daryl. Kind of simultaneous here because he's got his stuff going on right over here.
Right.
Over here, over the beach. And we're just chatting with folks. And it's going pretty well because Daryl has the best setup going on right now. We're at the beach. Everyone knows that's simplest proof for flat Earth. Because bodies of water are always contained and they are level. But to help put more of that into it, we have his Nikon P900 going, where he's zooming in and across over at Des Moines Saltwater State Park, about 10.4 miles, so he should be a little bit more than 63 feet of curvature obstructing us here. But we don't see that happening. Where we going?
It's going.
Good.
So
I know you were in the background.
I've never heard anybody talk about this.
Really?
Wow.
Well, I mean,
I
I've
know,
seen it online, but I've never seen people in person.
Yeah.
talk
All
about
right.
it.
So
Sweet.
that's what we're here for.
So
So the basic thing is that
you guys, I know you probably hear something you really do believe the Earth is flat.
No.
You don't.
No, we know it is.
We know it is. Belief is basically just taking the words of man and going with the flow because they said so.
Have you ever traveled in an airplane all over the world? You know how they travel on a curve?
Well, they show it on.
They
They show it on pictures.
No, they really
They show it on
don't.
pictures.
Yes, I've done it.
Really?
Yes.
You're a pilot?
Yep.
That's awesome.
You route plan. When you look at it on a flat map in a curve because of the curve of the Earth.
So it's curved based on what? Your gyroscope, your artificial horizon? Because if I understand correctly, what has to happen, I could be wrong, is that while you're about to take off, you have to get the gyroscope calibrated in order for your artificial horizon to work properly. So once you continue to nose up, you kind of level off after you take off, and then you level. You get level, right? So if that weren't in effect, I mean, if you were actually compensating for curvature, wouldn't you have to nose down constantly based on the speed of the aircraft, right?
It's okay.
My thing about that is that I took a flight at one point and I took a level into a plane. I propped it on the tray table. The bubble was centered the entire time. I did a 23-minute, 45-second time lapse. I was in an A320 Airbus, cruising speed up 515 miles per hour. Okay, which means that we covered 203.85 miles. Now, if we were dipping the nose down, compensate for curvature, the airplane would have had to dip the nose down, compensate for 5 miles of curvature. But since the bubble was centered the whole time, it indicated basically that the airplane was flying level through the air over a plane. That's the only way these things work. If the plane would have been dipping the nose down, the bubble would have been at the back.
It's so far-fetched. So every image of the Earth from space ever is fake in Photoshop. I mean, I'm all for conspiracy theories. I think 9/11 was an inside job. I think it was absolutely a demolition. I mean, yeah, perfect. But okay, yeah. Insane.
Everything on these cameras? Nikon P900. 83 times.
It's getting pretty good here.
$50 camera. Check it out. The way this thing works.
Daryl's doing his magic right now. So we'll see how this goes.
If you're looking up there, that's Saltwater State Park. That's in Des Moines. 10.4 miles across the water. Okay. Now, you know the circumference of the Earth, according to the globe on it, right?
Right.
All right, there's 24,901 miles circumference. Okay, so what they tell us, based on that circumference, is that the way to calculate the Earth's curvature is 8 inches per mile squared. Yeah. Correct? So where
Dale's
we are
trying to
right
look at my
now,
stream.
this is all the good Earth. Where we are, this wasn't rusted. Right here, this red line, that's the Saltwater State Park, 10.4 miles away. Okay, so that's our location. That's the location of the video. What I'm going to show you on this camera is this little house right here.
Going. Questions there?
Right there. Yeah, check that
Oh,
out.
okay. Nice. Yeah, no problem. Kind of like a two-part thing going on right now. So we have some information here, and we're also demonstrating a little bit of experiment, like this experiment.
That's the map, right? Okay, so given the calculations from the mainstream scientific community, at 10 inches per mile, 8 inches per mile square, right?
Yeah.
865 go around the world. 12, 7,
Well, usually what we're seeing when people going around the world is they're going around, like, left, east, west, and everything like that. You're going to like America to Europe, America to South America, not like that. But what you're not really seeing is when it comes to like the southern flights, you're not really getting much of that. There's like a couple flights that are going from like Australia to Santiago, Chile, which I guess is like a 12.5-hour flight. But what they're not telling you is also the aircraft we have above like 35,000 feet. There's one great website, it's like earth.nullschool.com. It showed like they had like an AE map going for it for a long time until one time they just decided to take it out because when they show like a globe and everything, you see like aircrafts kind of zigzagging up and down, water currents doing the same thing. This is just like a beautiful cylindrical thing just going around and around and around. It makes like the most sense. But with the traveling around the world, what you're not seeing is like you're not seeing someone going from like, I don't know, these great cartoon images, but you're going from like, say here, Washington, Seattle, going around, you're not doing not much north-south circumnavigation. In the flat Earth model, pretty much the North Pole is magnetic center. That's like end all, be all. That's where when you look in the sky, it's the one that's getting circled by all the other constellations. So like I said, so when you're flying like east, it's going to be slight turning or whatever. So they'll either be doing that, you're not going to see them like doing like a slight curve up and down, as Dale's shown plenty of times with his spirit level tests. And flying, people doing north-south circumnavigation, but they're usually individuals will fly from like New York to like Brazil, go to Argentina, and then they'll go to like somewhere in Antarctica. But then they'll come out, then they'll go over here, and they'll come up over here, and then come right back down to where they started off. They're not like encompassing coming out, like say if they go from here, they're not going to pop out like in Perth, Australia over here and just continue on. Yeah, it's like you don't really see much of that. It's like 3 or 4 people actually doing it, but it's like very interesting circumstances if you actually look at it, how they do it. Like, they don't make no sense. And they say like, you can't fly over Antarctica because it's too cold. I'm like, it's like negative 50 up there anyway. Well, what's the other, like, negative 30, negative 40, negative 50 in Antarctica? You're like flying above it all. And then you just think about like the 24-hour Antarctic sun going on. And they'll show like little videos and just looks pretty much ridiculous and pathetic because you see they cut out like maybe an 8-hour section. I'm not saying they don't get sun, but they're not getting the full 24 hours. They might be getting sunlight kind of turning above the horizon, but they're not seeing full. There's the sun, there it is, there it goes, because it should be happening for a few months of the year. I mean, there's a place in like north of Norway, it's a small island called Svalbard. We'll get 4 months of 24-hour sun. We'll get 4 months of constant midnight. They'll see the moon doing all those things, which is really cool. But it's damn cold. Anything else there?
Come on. Nah, I think I'm good.
Want any extra information there? Or?
6 missions to the moon.
You good? All right, man. Yeah, take care, guys.
70s, and we haven't gone back in 50 years. Why?
Yo, puppy. You were saying.
But NASA's collecting $56 million a day. I don't. Yeah, it takes a while. It's okay.
But don't forget, like our own military takes like 900 billion or 900 billion.
It's disgusting.
I know it's disgusting. We're doing for like propagating false wars and everything. I'm like, just throw this into the pocket. They won't care. It's another little extra back change here. They don't care.
So you guys Trump supporters?
I supported really no one. I think the only guy I ever kind of supported was like Ron Paul, and that was like 8-10 years ago.
Yeah.
But other than that,
very interesting. So are you guys very involved with this?
He's way more. I mean, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, most I can do is like currently is doing a little bit like a live stream, and then posting, sharing. If I can talk to people, maybe get some like good intellectual conversations with people. This might find its way into the conversation.
Yeah. The other thing is, same with like, it's ever gonna be accepted, and it's the truth. It's the fucking truth, man. But it's never gonna be accepted.
Yeah, I know.
So what's the point?
Well, the point is that we need to get people to understand this simple thing, basically. Like based on our collective experience, nobody, and I mean nobody, has experienced the Earth as a spinning ball. Ever.
Unless you're extremely
Hammered. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I feel that 4,000-mile-an-hour spin when I'm hammered.
Yeah, when you're hammered, that's about it. In your solar hours, not at all. Not at all. And there's no measurable curvature. Because if we're going to live on a globe, there's got to be two things. There's got to be detectable motion, because they're telling us that we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour, we're orbiting around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, and the sun's dragging us through space at 450,000 miles per hour.
If our bodies are
But we don't feel
constantly, because
But
we're
it's not-
same
but
with
it's
when
not-
you're doing 400 miles an hour in an airplane.
Yeah, that's
if
one
you,
thing.
If you wake up,
Yeah, but
you're not going, oh man, I'm going 400 miles an hour.
Yeah,
No, but if
you
you
feel
like,
like you're sitting there.
if you're walking
but
through-
an airplane is an enclosed system. That's what I'm saying. There's a
So
physical
is the
barrier.
Earth, the atmosphere. We're enclosed in this atmosphere.
No, but the whole of the aircraft is solid. There's nothing solid, according to the globe model, blocking the Earth as an enclosed system away from the infinite vacuum of space.
Any questions on that?
So
We're back. I wanna
every
hear what
flat
you have to
earther,
say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not religious either,
Cool.
but
Okay.
surely
We were here earlier.
No, not
Yes.
everyone. No.
I think we had all the questions answered.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Some are, yeah.
I know. I was like talking with some old folks, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be different people who have different beliefs in any organization or any group. You know, we don't all see stuff the same way. We're not a cult. You know, we're not going to attack anybody or anything like that. As a matter of fact, we get more cult-like behavior from people who still think the Earth is globe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, people walk by and they'll say something nasty. People are always leaving mean comments on videos and posting all that, dude.
Yeah.
We're just saying that bodies of water don't curve.
And just like going along with like this whole thing, like, wow, I'll never be accepted. You ever guys ever like seen George Carlin's bits? Oh, one part he's like talking about how the whole world is run on bullshit. And if you suddenly introduce the truth into the whole society, it would all collapse.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone just would, like massive cognitive dissonance. You'll have, it's like all the stages of like if you have a bad relationship, like anger, remorse, just hate and depression and this and that. But then you can find yourself something else better.
The world's
Go-
a business, you know.
It is. It is really business. Like war. That's a great one.
Yeah, there's elite families that they wired it that way.
I know. And it's like they make the money, they print the money, they give it to governments at interest. But we end up getting the bill. We're constantly getting screwed, but they'll give us two puppet choices like every 4 years. Like, choose them. Like, this isn't freedom. This is like choice A or choice B of the same freaking path. They're just
Same
they-
puppet holder.
Yeah, no. And it's like, essentially, it's like, this will like really show like how bad the control grid really, really is. When it's like, they got you by the balls on every aspect of your life. And then they just like, pass it on to the next generation. Good luck to everybody.
Flat earthers like seeds. Flat earthers like seeds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, man.
Hey, buddy.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, we're off. Take care.
All right, boys. We're going.
Yeah, okay.
Any questions, anything?
Why did they cover it up? Or what are they?
Well, I mean, it's like the old end game kind of a thing. Like, why are they doing this? It's
Well, about, like,
it's kind of the three basic aspects. You have money, power, and control. The money right now, it's not even 52. It's $56 million a day for NASA. So somebody's getting pretty rich off of this.
I personally find it to be
Look at-
more rational.
And
to think
basically,
that
if they
it
just
is
put us on a
flat,
globe,
this
it's
is
like
how
Early
we all
We've gone
experience
everywhere, and
the
only
Earth
certain
right
people
now.
can go off to the
You're
best.
standing up like this.
Whatever.
If you believe that you're
But
living on a globe,
if-
that means that you think that people walk
If you
around
think
upside
if the
down
Earth is more like
all
this, it could be contained. I mean, we don't know all the answers, but some people say there might be more like other lands. There could be one great Antarctic explorer, Richard Byrd. He was even saying during like a 1954 interview. I can't remember the name of the show, but if you type in like Richard Byrd interview more lands or something like that, he talks about saying that there's like a continent the size of America that's got all these resources and everything going on. Like, huh, that's interesting. But then after all his exploration and endeavors and everything like that went on, they had the Antarctic Treaty in place. And what that does is it prevents anybody, basically, it's like no governments can hold share to anything of Antarctica. It's only used for scientific exploration, research,
if you're in space
but
and it's all
we can't really go there. We can't,
sail,
sail, fly a plane, whatever the hell it is you need to do to go there.
On here and
And if you
I
do,
have something like this. This is 90 degrees.
Excuse me?
This is 45 degrees. But,
Yeah.
but this is the
now I can
base.
talk.
There's no base in
If
space.
you go there, it's like if you go there unannounced or whatnot, you're gonna either be getting arrested, be turned away, shot, whatever. Something is not gonna be good for you
Now,
there.
because according to the
And people have tried, and they're continuously fighting that.
Sticks in the ground and
But yeah, but if they keep us contained here, it's like we can just go about our daily lives, like nothing. Just watch the TV, watch the politicians, watch whatever going on, but keep us contained right here. As long
Scientifically, this is also called 0 point, right?
Never seen a camera
I
like
believe so.
Nikon P900?
But it's basically it's like our point of convergence, like where everything kind of like
Right.
because things compress as we get to the distance. But the horizon would just be like an expansion because you're looking left and right and you'll see the same kind of compression at this distance. And what we're seeing here also, like say like here like at a long hallway, we got that railroad tracks, and then we have this photo from a couple of years ago. A guy sent it into a news radio station or a news station. The meteorologist comes on and says like, what you're seeing here is a mirage, and due to the formula for Earth's curvature, it's 8 per mile square. So at 52 miles, what would be like? So 52 times 52 times 8 divided by 12, 50 feet and all that. It ends up being about 1,800 feet. But the problem is, like, we have the tallest building in Chicago, like about 1,400 feet up. Pretty much 90% in view. But of course, what's happening also is like you've got a whole bunch of like hazing, lensing, so it kind of magnifies things, but everything is also compressing at the same time, so you don't get everything perfectly in the picture. Another test that flat earthers are doing, we're doing laser tests, we're doing sight distance tests. Joe's got his Nikon P900 with an 83 times zoom, and we're seeing Des Moines. We're basically kind of almost replicating this almost, but we're at this point here. It's like from here to here, it's like about 10.4 miles. So you should be seeing 62 feet. Well, 62 feet at 10.3. We're at 10.4, but we're still seeing everything. But you saw the laser in its full entirety and such like that. You did a live stream, so there was plenty of people who got to see that. And also, along with being in the water, it's like you can see, for as far as you can see, it's like it is flat. Water is also supposed to be contained. You can look into a toilet, you can look into a sink, bathtub, your beer. It finds its level. It's what it does. So, but if this is connected to Pacific Ocean and all the other oceans, we're having issues with this curvature problem. People say, well, you're not far enough, or you're not high enough, and everything like that. But also, going high enough, there's amateur high altitude balloon footage from like 120,000 feet up, and we're seeing nothing but flat horizon. You're seeing like a local sun. You're seeing like a hot spot, like right in front of the camera almost. It's just like peering down. What else am I thinking here? But then we also had the supposed proven of that with the 4 or 5 years ago with Felix Baumgartner's Red Bull jump. We all probably remember that from 128,000 feet up. And you see this massive curve and all that. But the problem is that's all New Mexico. So we're not on planet New Mexico now. But it's like other videos, like it shows other pictures, like where he's getting out of his capsule. You just see like a flat horizon. You have MythBusters trying to disprove the flat Earth by saying like we're on a U-2 spy plane, we're at 70,000 feet. Yeah, you're showing out front. We got GoPro cameras everywhere. The GoPro cameras have a fisheye lens, which actually gets it's a wide-angle lens, so it's massive distortion of your viewing angle. But it's funny when you saw the picture of. So one of the guys from Glowbusters straight on, you'll see behind them on the wings just a flat horizon at 70,000 feet. So we're seeing it. We can't see it no matter how high we go. It's crazy. But if they keep telling us that we're like on a spinning ball, we're never really going to know what our potential is. Like anyone who comes up with like free energy devices, things like that, usually get kind of silenced, swept under the rug. We don't hear about them. It's like. I think things would be, it would be a much better place. Probably wouldn't be as bad for sure, but unfortunately the initial switchover would cause massive.
The pieces that would really fill in some gaps on your work is looking into the forest field.
Oh yeah, that's one thing people are talking about, how the tornado field.
Understanding that the universe is to the 18th dimension, the light comes from the sun and it shatters off of Venus. And as it shatters off of Venus, it creates prisms across the universe that form Earth, right? And it's broken to the 18th dimension as it shatters off of Earth. It goes down this way, 5 dimensions, goes off of this way, 5 dimensions, but there's 4 in between.
They're moving the goalpost.
So what I feel like they're hiding is you've got the vanishing point, it's a wormhole. So you've got the black hole and the white hole,
Figure out your point,
and
how that would determine
that's how you travel between the
because I
realms
just showed you the
to get to the different dimensions. So
Yeah.
it's the same as quantum tunneling, but also quantum entanglement, because 5 years up here and 5 years down here. So as above, so below, right? And then you've got the 4 in between, and that's the way that it fractures off of.
this doesn't seem.
And you're right, it's not a solid mass, nor is it round. If you look at, on a nanoscale, an atom, barely any of it is actually spinning or revolving. There's a small nucleus in the middle,
Yeah.
and then particles
That's not a
moving around
That's
it.
science. We have
But
science.
it's not quite,
Globe
nor
side,
is
they
it
have
round.
pseudoscience.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't have, like. I mean, this is just like a model. We don't know true everything, dimensions of everything. We're just going off based off like the information that's been provided. I mean, this map basically is like a little over 100 years old, but there are some that are supposedly like 1,000 years old, kind of like showing this, but they have like a whole bunch of more continents around here. There are some people who say like the other like supposed planets basically just luminaries that just like have their own path. They could actually be different suns, moons, stuff like that.
Well, if you look at the way that it shatters off of Venus and the way that it comes around and it creates the auras on the south and the north
Chaos
pole,
cannot create
it
order.
indicates that what they found in
But that's what the scientific
in
community
Antarctica
says.
was probably a portal or a realm.
I know we don't. I know it's like, and unfortunately we cannot really explore to go there. That's the really tricky part of it all. Like, well, trust me, yeah, it's like
I'll
minus
try to
40
introduce
degrees.
myself. I'm Sadie.
Oh, Ted. Nice.
I'm a psychic and I'm a sort of world famous. I do my own
Oh,
thing.
nice.
I have my own thoughts and theories, but I have. There's nothing classified. And they know.
Oh, I know.
Where
I mean, they
that I
put the
can
stuff
crack
like in
code
little
there.
blitzing things here and there all around for us to like they hide the truth, yes, but they put a little bit of nuggets of truth here and there and everywhere. It's crazy.
Right, but that seed's well planted. There's a reason why, because only certain people need to know the truth.
Oh, I know. It's basically the very top, the elite. They're the ones who pretty much like the ones that print all the money, make all the they dictate how everything else is micromanaged around here. But
Yes, we are. Would you like to stay off? We can take you off
yeah,
now.
it's like they can lie about the shape of the earth. They can lie about any and everything, which really sucks because the people actually really know like what our true potential is. Like I was saying like about psychic, they're like astral projection, things like that. People who do stuff within using our own minds, but we're controlled and told you can't do anything. You're a little speck of insignificant dust and amongst a whole bunch of insignificant crap going on for millions and billions of years. And this is what we're left with. We're left with cartoon imagery from satanic, Freemasonry. We got all this crap going on. This is not something I want to.
But there is
Hey, we're
one
gonna tell everybody that
prophecy that goes
it doesn't matter. Like
beyond
you're
all
going
of
to
them,
live your
all
entire
of the
life.
elites, beyond all of the illusion. I know. I mean, we already are told that this is optical.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's
This
planned.
is optical.
Because here's the thing.
I know they don't. You probably don't trust your senses.
Gotta be two things.
So,
According to the
to
scientific
debate
community, it's gotta be
whose truth is truer, if it's
There's gotta
curved
be
or if it's flat,
measurable
that's
curvature.
based on the inherent of the believer.
Yes.
Because your
Now,
eyes will see
have
something
you ever
different than what
actually
other
detected
people's
the
eyes
Earth
see. However,
1,000 miles per
quantum
hour
tunneling
orbiting
proves
around
that
the
if
sun,
you
7,000
throw a
miles per
ball
hour?
at a wall,
Have you ever felt that?
that was not. But if you throw a
Well,
food at a wall,
it's either it's happening and we don't feel it,
so what
or
happens is with the north and the south pole,
I don't
if you
think we'd
drop
all
down,
get
you would go through. So that's what they're protecting in the height.
but the whole curvature.
That could be a very possibility.
Let me show you something.
We don't know.
And there's more that's going to be revealed.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, they're trying to censor the living crap out of flat Earth. They're doing the kind of conspiracy. They're doing like 9/11, Sandy Hook, things like that, vaccines,
So you've been out there, so
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's like you type in like flat Earth into a video. What you're gonna do, you're gonna see a whole bunch of wanna be debunking videos. You're gonna see things like that. You have to be scrolling down for a while before you find anything of substantial content. Oh, it is coming out. Yeah, I know. and it's like any like mainstream, like mainstream, or at least more popular flat earthers with their videos. Like underneath it, have like a little encyclopedia snippet, like saying like the moon mission. It's like what's the moon? Blah, 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 blah. These are contrails. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, they're just trying to. It's like don't. I know anything that.
Somebody was getting too close to something, so even
As far as this camera goes,
theory of flat Earth versus
we can zoom in. Right. So we can zoom in across the water.
Theories and make it all look crazy because somebody was getting too close to something.
I know. Anyone get close to any real truth, they get censored. They'll get backlash. They get a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's no good.
There would only be one that wouldn't be able to be censored.
There's this little building. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I just was curious if you knew what they were hiding.
They could be hiding more land. Well, basically, it's kind of like hiding like there were not just some random cosmic accident that happened 8 billion years ago. It's more like we are a creation. There's like a creator, there's a god, or whatever the heck.
Well, that's just like the pyramids. If you take the pyramids, there's no way that in ancient times all the kings and queens would have been sealed up with all their gems. They passed those on to their children usually.
I know, and there's even like things about
They sacrificed their own king and queen as well as their jewels for something that they sacrificed.
yeah.
Right, and that is a energy grid, but it's not an energy grid.
No, I think it's like ancient civilizations. They actually have probably way better technology than we have right now, and they're just like either some kind of reset. Something is going on between then and now that's causing us to be like they're constantly slowly trying to rebuild, and then something happens. Like
That's just like the temple in India. There's one chamber left open, not open, but it was held in place by frequency, by vibration.
oh wow, yeah, they have some technology.
It has to crack the codes to be able to get the other ones open with this 369, but nobody can crack the code to open the last chamber.
I know. Tesla, I think, is probably like the smartest man who ever lived.
Right.
And look what happened. Well, he wanted free energy for the world. He wanted to make our lives easy, peaceful. You tap into the atmosphere, to the energy that we actually everything is. I know. It's like he knew how the ether works and everything. Yeah, and it's like that's why we have relativity. It was like their way of debunking ether doesn't exist. Everything's relative, but relativity kind of debunks itself because we don't know if that's it's like is that boat moving? I don't know. It's all relative. I might be moving and that boat's staying still. It's like you can't tell. How are you supposed to freaking say the Earth is spinning or moving or anything? And then they say Einstein said it's like there's no visual experimentation that could show that the Earth has movement. I think it's kind of great. Yeah.
So if the Earth is flat, does that mean that if you look at the universe within the solar system, those all are flat and they seem to move slowly?
It basically it'd be like a dome structure, and everything rotates around the sun, moon. They rotate. It's like magnetic issues like going with that. How everything like all that works is our center north pole.
The what? Moon works, but like look at the North Pole. Think about how every compass is not a bit irresponsible.
Oh, what they're doing is very irresponsible. How they're
So some magnetic source in your center.
how has that?
It's about 30,000 around the skydiving.
That's very interesting because
Halo is a good way to get a nice opportunity for a good round card.
no,
I
check.
think it's a bit irresponsible.
Well, no, I'd say check out the got that guy. High altitude balloon footage without a GoPro lens. There's one. Check out like dog cam. It's about 122,000 feet. It's a flat moving horizon. You see a sunspot of the sun. It's just kind of showing it's close enough because the sun's like in the view from that camera. It's like it's right there.
I did the research when I first saw this thing come out. I was like, that might be true. I did enough research to kind of just do it.
Well,
Like if you can look with the telescope and
but if you're moving on that telescope on that tennis ball,
if you look at a telescope at Jupiter and you see the planets revolving around it, why is Jupiter and its moons round and you would think our Earth is flat? Why would there be a difference in our solar system? You don't think it'd be the same?
Well, here's the thing. It's like people when they think of flat Earth, they immediately think the heliocentric model, but the Earth is just some kind of flat
Well, it's
plane.
not heliocentric. And so there's a sphere following the gravity of the sun in a corkscrew-like manner.
And you understand these speeds, right? They're insane.
Yeah, insane.
Why aren't we feeling anything?
Because of relative motion, we're on something already moving that fast. So the change in speed, right, is constant. right? You're not
Yeah,
decelerating or accelerating.
Well, technically you are, because you are not. If we're not accelerating or decelerating, we're going in one plane of motion.
Well,
we're
we're-
going
like I said,
straight.
we're
We're
corkscrewing.
spinning.
Right?
We're also
The-
going
the
around,
galaxy,
and then we're
the
going.
Galaxy has
I know.
these arms that
Yeah,
the whole
they're-
thing's spinning and flying in one direction. We're all kind of like trailing
But we're
behind
seeing
our
the
side.
but we're seeing the same damn stars at night every night. With every star of all the constellations circling around Polaris.
If you watch throughout the December through the summer and then back into the fall, the patterns actually change in the sky.
Well, yeah, but the constellations are still in their fixed orientation.
Right. So if you imagine,
if these
you
stars
imagine
are
a fixed point here and a fixed point here, this thing turns and that thing goes around. So obviously, when this comes back around, it'll be the same pattern again.
Right here.
But if everything is zooming and orbiting, like exploding from the Big Bang, we should be seeing different stars every
it's
night.
just the immensity of the space between this point that we're on and the points that we're seeing. Those stars.
But they're
those
just
are
telling
out.
us. They're not measuring it. They're just like, these are points of light. And
They're actually measuring it by the speed of light and Planck's constant. They're scientific. Like, there's
it's not
so
even
much
Observable.
Data
They
that you
can
actually-
put data, math, all these theories and hypotheses for anything we're seeing, but there's no observable, testable, repeatable experimentation that can actually prove any of this.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
there
see
is.
light.
Steve Harmon, the astrophysicist Steve Harmon.
Have you seen a total eclipse?
Yeah, I was there during like a couple of years ago, whatever we had
The Oregon eclipse, where it passed over Oregon. Did you actually?
Well, I was in Oregon. I was okay, but
Did you actually see when the Earth got flat in that one little band, right? Where the darkness shed, and then you could see the solar coronas
yeah, I was
coming
looking.
off of the
I
sun.
was looking at it.
When that happens, you can see the spherical shape of the moon. Why would the moon be a sphere?
Well, here's the thing: is it spherical or is it just circular? Because there's the two different things that people like talk about, round and flat.
Right, spherical.
Because it's round in our model as well.
So when you take an interorbital object, right, you throw it off of our planet and you send it out and around the moon, and you can see it from a good distance away. The motherfucker's round, like a sphere round, not like flat round.
That's if you're talking. That's if you actually believe the government.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of boils down to that because NASA is part of the government, and the Earth's
I believe what I've seen through telescopes, right? Actual observable lenses.
Yes, I know,
Right?
but-
I have actually seen all of the planets, all of them in our own solar system throughout different parts of the year, and I can see that all of those other planets are spherical and have things traveling around them in a spherical pattern. Why would our Earth be the only flat disk in this observable spot? I observed it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I know, but are you
Like,
seeing
the
what?
government didn't make that telescope lens.
No,
No, the government didn't make the telescope lens. They didn't change
Either
anything
one
else.
of you astrophysicists?
Yes, because I have actually talked to astrophysicists who do these calculations.
yeah. There's the thing. They're doing calculations. They're putting in their own math and theories. They're not
No,
doing.
they're all like bought in to mainstream science anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, they
Okay.
have to continue putting out information that's going to go along with
What
the
do they
mainstream
gain from this?
control.
Control, massive amounts of control. They made us feel insignificant in the whole cosmic world.
There is another thing that's making people feel insignificant, but that's not like flat earthing. That's actually societal governmental systems, right? That are controlled by wealthy elites. That part is real.
Yeah.
Right? That
But
really
here's the
is
thing:
fucking happening.
those elites
Right? Yeah.
are
But-
doing this.
but
Are
the
doing.
Earth
Are part of
is
this.
actually not flat. That's not part of their thing. They're not trying to trick us. Yeah.
You know we can zoom in on the shoreline over there, right?
Yep.
You know that's
Supposed to-
actually we're not supposed to be able to do that because it's supposed to be hidden behind the curvature.
No, I mean, you have 6 feet of height.
Oh, no.
Here and here.
No.
That changes your viewpoint from here.
I know.
But if you go out to the
No,
ocean,
no,
and
no,
you
no,
look
no,
at
no.
the ocean,
Now-
you
now-
look
now-
out,
now-
and
now
then
wait a
eventually
minute.
you stop seeing.
Now wait a minute.
There's about a
Now, wait a
40
minute.
mile
Now, wait a
distance.
minute.
We're gonna get to it.
Square,
Earth
cube, square or cube?
I don't know. I'm not a
Because
No,
because
he doesn't know.
flat
It's
would
okay.
be right. It's a disc. So if you're
Maybe
thinking
it's a
square,
cube. Maybe it's a
I'm
cube.
thinking if anything a cube. It's got. But I'm convinced it's a sphere.
Yeah,
I'm convinced.
It's got to be a cube or maybe a trapezoid. Maybe? I don't know.
No, it's flat and
Hey,
stationary.
thanks for letting me flip you some shit.
Hey, it's all good, dude. You actually do quite on the mild side. The stuff you get online,
I know. There's real.
they
hate.
are
There's
like,
real
paid.
hate.
There's paid people
Yeah.
to freaking like.
No, but
you,
I,
kick
I
rocks.
personally always think it's a little irresponsible to spread disinformation because I don't believe it's real.
But would you like some information though? Maybe. No?
Like I said,
Well, but you already know. You already know.
About 3 years ago, I did the full research. I actually talked to the Flat Earth website, like. And
Wait,
one-
Flat Earth Society or
Yes.
something?
You went to Flat Earth Society?
Oh
You went to
God,
those shields?
dude.
I asked them all kinds of questions.
Those aren't the ones you want to be talking to, dude.
The Flat Earth Society?
We don't even condemn their work. They are like,
The ones at LIV.
huh?
Lightning in a bottle.
You guys go to LAB a couple years ago?
Yeah. It's gonna be like 10% truth,
I don't
90%
know.
BS.
You know anything about lightning in a bottle?
They're
Did
not
you guys
real.
go there?
I didn't.
Festival in California.
No, but he's probably going on to like a couple of the Flat Earth international conferences and spoke at them.
Tell me you
I got
didn't
food
fall
off
for
stage. It was ugly.
Oh wow. I've never
There's a
heard
lot
of.
of, haters. Like I said, I don't hate. I just believe something that I've seen with my own eyes.
Yeah, but we're right now we're seeing with our own eyes and even like enhanced
Two points of
optics.
reference. What I've seen through a telescope, observing my own universe, right?
Yeah.
With my own eyes. And then in an airplane, jumping out from like oxygen mask level, right?
Yeah.
That part, I can actually.
Wait.
I can actually.
It said oxygen mask, right? You had curved
Yeah.
lens on that sucker.
No. I
Oh,
have
just that
regular
goggles,
goggles and
okay.
an oxygen apparatus. I've actually seen it.
Yeah, I've
Motherfucker
flown
looks like a
30,000
bubble.
I've seen, when I was flying to Vegas a couple years ago, it was like a flat horizon the entire way.
Yeah.
I was higher than he was.
No,
I was talking about the dog cam
30
camera,
30 to 36,000 feet.
Yeah.
International airliner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about where I
from here to
jumped
Vegas. Yeah, but it's like we have the dog cam camera.
from inside the cockpit. It's hard to get that peripheral.
Oh, I know, because-
right? So when you're actually skydiving,
Right, 'cause we see-
and
see
you
the
can,
curve.
you can see all up and around every bit of your peripheral.
Yeah, you can
it
see-
changes your viewpoint from up.
I know, but it's like people have also tried to like debunk, the flat horizon by compressing everything. But we see in a circle, so it's like when you do that, I mean, you can take a
Have you
picture.
seen Felix Baumgartner skydive?
Yeah, I did see that. But also just see where he was when he did that. He was in New Mexico, 128,000 feet. The whole, if you completed that circle, it would cover about like a third of what we were seeing right here. And also, speaking of the pictures,
Right. So,
he's
only going to have a viewpoint of about like that from where he's at, because he can't even see the full around like you
Yeah.
would from the International Space Station.
Beyond the moon.
But here's an interesting thing. You've seen like Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about that.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
He said you cannot see the curve from that height. He said that stuff is flat because you could be like 2 millimeters off a beach ball. Like you can't see curvature.
Like I said, from a 30,000 skydive, you can barely see the bubble, right? The start of the curving. Like you barely see it. You can hardly notice it at all.
Yeah, because it's not there.
Okay.
It really isn't, dude.
Hey, I'm not gonna tell you. You got to believe what I got to believe.
You know, they're doing a trip to Antarctic to find like the wall or something. That'll be good.
It's not gonna happen.
It doesn't
I know it's not gonna happen because you
Doesn't
can't
exist,
go there.
right?
You can't go there.
Because it doesn't exist.
No, because of the Antarctic Treaty.
No, because it doesn't exist.
No,
There is no end. There's
Well-
no water falling off.
well, don't believe that either. Like I was saying, our model, we have Antarctica around the
So-
oceans.
Does your model account for quantum physics and the fact that this might be holographic reality?
Actually, funny, surprisingly enough, there are some like flat earthers who think maybe a simulation for all we know.
I go with you on simulation, but
Yeah.
I think they've made that simulation based off a sphere.
Have you seen any video games where they actually show like the players we actually playing on a sphere? It's like I think
No,
only
because on a
the
video
closest
game,
one I can think of
you
is
make
like
it out of a cubical space.
right? Yeah, you make it like a flat map-ish.
Well, not flat, it's cube, right? Because you have to have 3D, you have depth. Right?
Yeah.
So it has to have another direction.
Oh yeah, but I mean like you look at that horizon, anything high up enough in a freaking video game simulation or flight simulation, it's like it's be flat.
They don't account for that. They just account for a grid. It has a limit, right?
Yeah,
We don't have a limit because we just keep wrapping around.
but unfortunately, to see that part, we need to have curvature, and we're not exhibiting that. That's our problem. That's why Daryl brought out his
Because
P900.
of the massive size of the planet compared to how big you are. That's really the
I
answer.
know, but it's like if you go high enough, you're supposed to be seeing curvature. We're not seeing curvature. I know you talked about. You said you might have seen it, but we're seeing right now. We're seeing the beaches of Des Moines, 10.4 miles away, and there needs to be 66 feet of curvature. They're not seeing any curvature.
You gotta,
that's in counting, and that's in counting, and that is
calculate the height of your triangular viewpoint. Right?
basically just in the height of the observer.
But
here,
those
so say we're like
mountains-
15
Those mountains are a mile and a half higher than your point of reference.
I know,
Right.
but we're looking right at the beach. That should not be seen. That's the thing.
You can see across, if you're 6 feet tall, you can see across the average water skyline for about 40 miles.
And no.
Then it tails off. So if you're out of the Pacific Ocean, you can see a boat until it hits about 40 miles, and then you can't see it anymore. Because?
Perspective.
Right.
Because things in distance converge, things compress. I mean, like people walking down
In a
there, they're getting
simulation,
smaller. They're getting
right?
smaller as we just like watch them walk away. The same thing will happen with a boat, a plane, anything, railroad tracks, down a long hallway.
Yes, it gets smaller. But if you
You
take
get
an airplane
different-
and you send it off that direction,
It's gonna level
and you have a
and it'll
telescope,
fly.
you can watch that motherfucker until it gets to space, right?
Or at least
It won't ever disappear if it goes that way. I
Event-
promise you.
It'll
It
eventually-
will not disappear.
Things do
I
veer
can
off.
watch a fucking rocket go all the way past the atmosphere and out to Mars and never lose sight of it until we actually turn out and then come around, and then I can see it in its trajectory, still going the same way.
Yeah, they're just showing us the freaking computer.
No, not they,
graphics.
not they. Me, personally, with the telescope, observable, mapped.
Wait,
With
you watch the rocket leave Earth and go out into space.
Yes.
When?
They're doing it in SpaceX in LA all the fucking time. I lived there for a decade.
No, you're saying you did this. When did you do this?
I have had telescopes on the Hollywood Hills on a mansion where I've been able to observe a rocket leave from SpaceX, go out into space, right? And then
Sweet
the
man,
next
fly to
night,
Hawaii.
come back around and watch the trajectory of that same motherfucker keep going out because it's heading with the
And Shaka
rover
Wolf,
out
thank you.
towards Mars. Like, it was a big
Oh
thing in
shoot,
space
that's my
science.
boy.
I'm still looking to see because every time I see one of these rocket launches,
Yeah, we're still arguing with this guy.
A little bit, goes horizontal, another pair of
He's,
bodies and then comes right back down.
It
confused.
does that because that's the easiest escape from the gravitational pull of the Earth. That's the easiest way to get out and get going fast enough to leave the gravitational pull.
Gravitational pull. So you believe that gravity is pulling us all right now?
It's attracting, not pulling, right? So mass, right? When you get enough mass, it creates a dip in space-time, right? So that things around it are gravitated towards the center point of that mass. It's observable by taking megalithic stones and dropping a marble, right? If you take a megalithic stone that weighs 80 tons and you drop a lighter, dense marble 6 inches away, by the time it gets down in a vacuum, right? In a vacuum where there's no wind, no air resistance at all, the mass of that stone will draw the marble towards it until it bounces with no wind in the room, no air present.
All right, so what percentage of the Earth's surface is a vacuum?
Not Earth's surface. We're talking about the vacuum of space.
So you believe that...
I believe that space
Right.
is as
is
a vacuum.
Like-
We have a protective gas bubble around us. It's very, very thin.
A protective-
Very thin. Compared to the mass of the Earth.
Wait. A protective gas bubble is protecting the Earth from
There's
the,
also
the
like,
infinite
there's also
vacuum of space.
electromagnetic field that helps to protect from gamma and UV rays.
But it stands to reason that, according to the second law of thermodynamics, that the law of entropy, like, one extreme goes into another point where it has to kind of regulate itself. Hot goes to cold, things like that.
High pressure, low pressure.
High pressure goes to low pressure. The whole idea of an enclosed system like Earth existing next to a vacuum like space is what we're told. Without a physical barrier, that's impossible.
So it's because of the attraction of molecules that causes this.
The attraction of what molecule? What?
Molecules attract to themselves, right? That your skin is skin because molecules are attracted to themselves,
Yeah.
right? Air is like a liquid. Think of it as like a liquid instead of a gas, right? There are gas, liquid all around us, and the molecules are attached. Right? They move apart from each other and they come back and attach, right? So this whole thing is kind of held to the surface of the planet because of the attraction force of the molecules. That gas bubble I'm talking about.
There has to be a physical
Think of it like the
barrier.
water.
No, there
The
has
water
to be-
sticking to the surface of the
there has to be a
Puget Sound here.
there has to be a
The
physical
same
barrier.
way that water is stuck to the fucking surface of the planet is the same concept that I'm talking about that holds the gases around the planet. Why can't you believe that?
Because there has to be a physical barrier. If there's no vacuum next to this low pressure
The barrier is the different layers in the atmosphere. So once you get to a certain level, right, there's no more oxygen.
Damn, so
right?
that's
So
enough.
everything underneath is sticking to more oxygen. There's nothing to stick to, so it doesn't keep flying that way. It goes back to try and stick to other things like it, like most molecules do.
Yeah, but in order for this place to be what it is without all the atmosphere being sucked out of space,
You don't believe that molecules attract? That's a proven.
Yeah, I believe molecules attract.
So
but-
that
but-
molecules
but
in the air attract.
I don't believe.
Why
in
would
that
why
whole-
would they try and escape from themselves?
So an infinite vacuum next to an open system like this without a barrier is impossible.
Yeah,
the
you-
atmosphere will be sucked out immediately.
Yeah,
There's no way
it's
to
like
make
you're
that
not you're not gonna be
happen. It
ri-
ain't happening.
you're not gonna be riding your car without tires because you gotta have that kind of contained pressure outside from the lower back, the lower.
Oh, that is not the same.
It's same principle.
that is-
you have a high pressure to low pressure. You're not gonna be running without.
There's no friction in that vacuum pulling away the air.
How do we know
The
there's?
tire, right? If you didn't have the tire there, there'd be friction from the road and the rim, right?
But
It's
I'm just saying. I'm just
than
saying that
the
tire,
gas to a
I was
vacuum.
just saying that tire would conform to the outside of the wheel because there's no physical barrier.
And it all
Just
sounds-
just like the electromagnetic field that covers the earth, like I said earlier.
Yeah, we're not
there's,
talking-
there's electromagnetism. That's what protects the gamma rays from burning off all the shit.
Yes, but,
Right?
but
So
okay.
most of that doesn't even get to the point where the gases are.
All right. What experiment, what observation on Earth has been duplicated in order to substantiate what you're saying about this? Because until we get that here on Earth, all we're doing is speculating.
Yeah, it's like
But what we know is that if you have like a can of compressed air and you puncture it, the air's going to fly out because it seeks to regulate itself.
Right, but you have an equalized system where there's enough of the gases sticking to the surface, right? And there's not too much. If there's too much, it would swell off, and that extra bit would kind of just float away, right? Just like you see when you look at the photographs of like Eos, right? One of the Jupiter's moons. Sure. The ice.
That's
When it blows off,
It comes over the thing.
when it blows off a volcano, some of those particles of dust and ice, they fly off and they get lost behind it in its orbit.
Oh,
Yes,
how do you know that?
because I've seen it with a telescope. I grew up in astronomy in
So-
high school and college.
wait.
saw the ice of the volcanoes blowing off into orbit around it.
Yeah, and if you looked at if you were on another planet looking at the Earth and you saw a volcano blow up, you would see little bits of debris come out through the top of our atmosphere and kind of float away because we lost a little bit of debris. And again, why, this is my main point, why if you were looking at all of the observable planets with your own eyes in a telescope, and they are all spherical, with little spherical things flying around them as
Can we tell
moons.
that we're spherical from that high and that far away?
No, I can tell that another object far away from me with a telescope, I can tell it's a sphere because of the telescope lens taking that and magnifying that image. Now imagine if you were on that thing looking back at this one, why would this be flat and that be a sphere?
How do we know that's way out in space to begin with? Because we've been told it.
Okay, so
we're just
are you
told-
saying that this is a TV image up there?
No, I'm saying
Because I
whatever
can
we're
see
seeing,
through
whatever
it at night.
whatever we're seeing at night, they're just lights in the sky. They're rotating around us. They've been doing it for centuries, forever
I
and
give up.
ever. It's
That's
far-
my last point.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Oh man, I gotta go. Everybody used to know this.
Yeah.
It's a really went through enough generations of people being brainwashed with nonsense.
You want to prove it to yourself.
Oh no, we always had the same
high-powered
tools and instruments, and the tools that they
Point that
used
motherfucker at
to-
Jupiter.
No, the tools that they
at
used
all
to-
the moons.
the tools that they
at the
used to
shape of
determine
Jupiter.
our
You can actually
reality
tell
was
it's
our
a sphere.
senses.
You
It's
can
what we
tell
were
all
all
the moons
born.
around it are spheres.
We were all born with our senses,
that
and
point
nobody,
alone.
and I mean nobody has
Imagine that any
experienced
of
this
the planets that
earth
are
as
spinning,
spinning
right?
or
All
seeing
the other
curvature.
8 of them that are
Nobody.
in the solar system. And
Unless you're
carry
drunk.
back around
They
from
just
any one of those
knew.
planets and look at this and see a
Can
flat
you
disk.
feel 1,000 miles per hour spin right now? Anybody?
A lot of things back then.
Can anybody feel the spin right
Why
now?
are we the only flat disk in our
Still 1,000 miles going
1,000 miles
around.
per hour?
66,000 to 480,000 miles an hour going around the galaxy.
That's how
Or the million plus going, our galaxy shooting off from the big supposed Big Bang explosion. We're not experiencing this. This isn't our reality. We're experiencing flat. Everything's moving around us. It's that simple.
And the fact of the matter is this: there is no curvature, and I can show you right now. Across this body of water here, Puget Sound. I can
Nice
zoom
crowd
in
here.
this camera. Show you Saltwater State Park, 10.4 miles away. I can show you the beachfront. I can show you a couple of houses. And according to spherical trigonometry, this calculation that we were given to substantiate
Nice,
the
Shaka Wolf.
spinning ball Earth model that we've been told, it's supposed to be 65
Thank
feet
you.
of curve between us and there. And I can show you the building. I can show you the beachfront right now.
Yeah, these showing this P900 and how we're beating the curvature calculator right now.
Mister, black shirt. Come on over here. Huh? Come on.
It's kind of crazy. We're seeing 10.4 miles. It should be hidden.
Yeah.
What's underneath that?
Who knows?
If it's scientifically proven that there's a core to the Earth, is the core just floating in space and dripping down everywhere? I mean,
We don't even know what's underneath us.
is that how all the dinosaurs died? Then they're just walked off the side of the Earth?
Yeah.
There might not have been dinosaurs either.
Yeah.
We can discuss that somewhere else. Yeah, that might be a whole too, man.
Yeah.
We're not even going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get
But the thing, but we got to consider, like, how far have we ever dug into the Earth?
Enough to hit magma.
Gone 8 miles.
That's enough to magma.
They're still impressed. They didn't hit magma. They didn't hit anything. They just hit more hard metallic-like substance. They couldn't stop. They tried for like good 10, 20 years. They could not get it. But only 8 miles as far as everything else beyond that is just speculation. And then we're thinking we have like a molten iron nickel core thing that's like 9,000 degrees, and it's the production of all our magnetic.
No, but the oceans are deeper than 8 miles. So that's
Some are close.
Yeah, but some, but that doesn't. If the model that it's flat and then there's the bubble or whatever.
Yeah.
Then how's there a deep?
We
ocean?
don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. So
It's like it could be the deep. It could be if you're like going on the biblical
I know, but
standpoint.
to
It could be
say
like be hell,
what I'm saying,
whatever.
but to say it is flat versus what is provable, there's been tools, there's been observable eye to prove those things. You guys have less evidence of just explaining the death.
Wait.
Hold the phone.
What's your
I'm
best?
just saying, if that's how it looks, how does the water? Where's the water at?
Yeah, because this is normal.
No, how is that? Okay, explain how everything works under a system that looks like the one on the right.
Okay.
I got a question for you.
Whatever.
So, this is, I understand all your theories and stuff like that. You know, I've seen your videos and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I watched them. Okay. But my question is this: is the corporate America, right, is about making a profit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you agree with that?
Totally.
The corporations, their bottom line is profit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the major airlines, right? They're all about saving fuel, which is their number one cost. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Their number one cost is fuel, right?
Okay.
It is.
Right.
Their number one cost is fuel, right?
We can go with that.
Okay. I'm just establishing baseline, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Now, why then would they fly? Why do they fly the shortest distance between 2 points? Why do they do that?
Straight line, right?
No.
That's a good question.
No, they don't. If you follow the contour, you can follow any contour of any airline in the world, okay, and it's not a straight line. It is not a straight line.
Well, yeah, they're showing it according to the globe model.
No. It is not a straight line.
I know. You mean when you're on the
So,
plane and you pull up the little
They do
screen
not
and they're
fly a
showing you
straight
the
line.
curvature
You
and
just
all
agree
that?
with that. You just said that's a straight line, right?
No, I'm saying the shortest distance between 2 points
Points is a straight line,
yeah.
but they don't do that. So why don't they do that?
How do you know they don't do that?
Because you can see it. You can see it on the map.
On what map?
On their maps.
No, are you on their maps? That's what I'm saying. Are you getting this
So
from
you're
your
saying,
Okay, I'll tackle you guys here. What's up?
Fly a longer distance.
I'm saying
Well, it's to do with this airplane thing. It's to do with the airplane thing. So I stay around. No, because your airplane brought up another thing that I like to bring up. Let me get back. We're over here with the Earth is flat. They believe the Earth is flat, so we're trying to figure out where the line is. So we understand the oceans are deep, and if it's flat as this shirt describes, it doesn't make sense that there would be miles and miles of deep ocean. So we've already established they don't have an explanation for that. The next one I'm going to say is if space travel was only governed by governments, as in only NASA or other countries' governments were involved, I could say maybe there's a little more light to your conspiracy, but we already know Elon Musk, SpaceX, there's a third
I got one for you.
private vector, but these are private space traveling companies. So therefore, these private ventures, it's no government conspiracy. They would have phoned and said, yo, we can't get out of space. It's a damn glass ball up there. But he sent a Tesla car on a rocket out there, and that's enterprise. So I mean, I don't see who's covering what up. We got private people going out of space.
Okay, I got some.
All right, let's go.
Okay, and according to Tesla, NASA does have access to Tesla's files for SpaceX.
Yeah, they have to for things, but they don't control what SpaceX
How do you
does.
know? How do you know?
I know that for a fact. I know it's a private. He's put his own money. He almost.
Yeah, but, but he also, him and NASA are intertwined together.
No,
They
that's
control
not
their own
true,
stuff.
bro. They are in complete competition. Every one of anybody's dollar is all public record. It's all public record. All of his money is through. At first, he put it all up on his own, and then he started getting private investors. He's actually in direct competition with NASA. It's a direct trade competition. The people that work for him cannot be involved with NASA or prior via, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a third private company as well, and they are the same way. They're doing their own rockets, doing their own space landings, traveling along with other countries. It's too many different people involved to where somewhere along the lines, and when they came back, and that's all I'm saying is this. If you don't have an answer for that, then all I can go by is the testable, thing. And I just think to say it is flat based on a conspiracy that's not proven. Like, you can't prove it. There's theories in science that aren't proven that I can agree with.
Yeah, but you're just believing them. You're not like seeing the absolute scientific evidence to prove anything of this. I mean, we can prove everything that we can see with our own eyes, ears, and see, and everything like that. We can measure things. Daryl's done a laser test at 10.3 miles, seeing the entire laser. His friend was like over there at the park, and Daryl's were at Saltwater State Park right over there, 10.3 miles. We're actually zoomed in right now with the P900s, and we're actually seeing the coastline of it. And right now, in accordance to the heliocentric models, spherical curve trigonometry for a ball, 24,901 miles an hour, whatever. It's 8 inches per mile square. At 10.4 miles, it should be a little bit more, about 63, 64 feet. And you just subtract like 10 feet or so, we're up right here. They're still like missing 50 or so feet.
I mean, okay, but when was the last time that last curvature was checked? We know for a fact that the Earth is slowing down in its rotation a little bit every year. We know for a fact that sea levels rise and lower along with corrosion of the land underneath it. So to say that we're off a degree or two, 10 to 20 years since the last testing of the curvature from this point to that one, we might be able to explain that with very simple common sense changes in geography that happen over time. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't, things that I don't understand. It's like if we've seen things and we've already proven we've brought things back, we've done things. There's private enterprise going into outer space. It's too many people going into outer space for us to say like.
You believe we would send a car into space?
Bro, yeah, he sent one, not we, but because he could do what he wants. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Elon Musk sent a Tesla into outer space. He sent his own car into outer space. That's what I'm saying. If there was this big, it's flat thing, it wouldn't make sense. Everybody would have pulled a lid.
Did you notice any of the inconsistencies with that they showed?
I'm seeing more inconsistencies than what you're telling me. You're not telling me anything that's not back. All this stuff is back. There was a GoPro live on the thing. I mean, you can say what you want to say, but all you told me is that the curvature. Okay, but I just gave you examples of the curvature on why your curvature could be whatever. You haven't gave me examples of why those things are not true. Other than you just saying they're not. Just like you're saying we're believing that. Why should I believe you? You're not giving me any facts.
Because this is something you can actually test. The spherical trigonometry, that is the heliocentric model standard right now to date. You can type into Google, what is the Earth's curvature calculator? And you'll get the 7.98 miles per second per mile square. We just rounded up to 8. It's close to damn enough. But we are doing this over and over again. Many flat earthers constantly using high zoom cameras. They're peering past everything.
Right, but I'm still saying that the model that you're typing into Google, when's the last time someone from Google came to this point and said, let's make sure that the last time we ran a heliocentric model test, come on, you can't, they're doing basis on a number that was predicted long ago when they first mapped out this land. That makes no sense.
That hell, are you going to do it?
That's not.
Are you believe that?
That makes no sense. Because we got kids out here that got to know real science, and I'm all for a good theory, but let's be real. Let's have science.
Just trust guys.
My life is dying.
I got a question.
My life is dying.
Daryl did do a laser. He did a laser back in August. He had his friend Mark right over there, and Daryl's in the same place that his camera's pointing to right now, right on the water level, and you're seeing the full laser.
in view. And there should have been hidden by about 60 feet of curvature. There should have been a 30-foot high hump in between them, which would have obstructed the view of the laser. Because lasers just fire straight.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying you can see a laser? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Did you measure it?
Yeah, he did measure it. He has
You measured it how?
It uses like just Google Earth.
No. I'm asking you if you've actually taken a laser and measured.
Oh, me doing a laser? No, but Daryl has.
With Google Earth? No. What I'm saying is, if you taken a boat out, right?
Yeah.
Like over to that point, shot a laser.
Yeah.
And actually done measurements at like 5 different points. Have you done that?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay. Well, why don't you do that?
We're disproving the globe right now with just that one simple thing with the laser
I'm
right
just saying,
there.
if you take a laser and you shoot it to another point over there, right?
Yeah.
And you do 5 points, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same height as it is from here to there? Is it going to be the same height?
Pretty much.
No, it's not.
Why is that?
Then it's go like this.
Why?
Yeah.
Because there's a curvature. It's falling.
You're not seeing any curvature. We're seeing the.
No, that's your eye. I'm not talking about your.
So we
eyes.
can't trust our own senses now.
Well, actually, you can't. Your eye. I'm a doctor, so your eyes actually trick you all the time.
Yeah, I know. But they don't deceive you.
But a laser.
They don't deceive you.
But a laser at 5 different points. That's called a scientific experiment, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
8 miles only.
And if you do like 8 miles out there, okay, you'll see that.
But
actually
then it's
the
like
point-
this. Then it's like this.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Seeing,
There's
the laser.
going to
The
be-
laser would probably be cut in half, right?
There's a
By
change.
expecting that.
There is a change.
You're not seeing that. You're seeing the
There's
full laser.
There's a change.
It's your eyes.
So I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
How big is this organization?
There is. It's not really an organization.
Is it just
You're probably thinking.
It's a private.
Yeah, it's like he's a guy, I'm a guy. We're friends. We know each other for like a year.
Sorry, I thought you guys, this was like a huge thing they were sending you guys every
I don't know how long.
No, that whole Antarctic. We're going to Antarctica. Yeah, that's not happening.
So my only question was, if there's so much conspiracies about this, why hasn't somebody spent the $600 to take the trip to the end of the world to take a picture of it physically?
That would be called the Antarctic Treaty. That is, it was signed about 1957. We now it's up to about 53 countries. And here's where the thing with the whole world's a stage thing you probably heard before in your life. Because the countries that are involved in that, the ones that we supposedly hate, you have like North Korea's in there, we're in there, Russia's in there. Australia, New Zealand, a lot of the South American countries, South African countries, they're all in on this thing. It's like basically everyone's off limits from owning any piece of land on Antarctica. You can only use it for scientific research, experimentation, things like that. I mean, sure.
This big, they would take a picture a little further.
You think if you can go far enough. I mean, we don't know how far the ice permeates out to.
But realistically, if the Earth is flat, the closer you get to the end of the Earth, wouldn't the gravitational pull get way less and less?
There's the thing. There isn't gravity. You know, gravity is basically essentially what we're experiencing in every source. It's density and buoyancy. It's like you drop a 100-pound rock, a 100-pound log in the sky, and they land in the water. The log's going to float on the water. The rock's going to continue on going to the bottom of the.
Well, yeah, here definitely. But I mean, like I said, if you're at the end of the world and if the Earth is
it
flat,
will do the same thing. Everything.
Curvature just come way
There's
down.
no curvature. There's no gravity. It's just density and buoyancy. That's all we're experiencing.
There is gravity.
There is none. It's relative density. It's like
So the icebergs are just floating off in space.
Go in space.
everything's connected, like how the shoreline works here. Same principle, but it's just ice now because it's so damn cold. Because you don't get that much sun exposure. And if it's like that kind of cold temperature, that's going to prevent us from ever really wanting to go there in the first place. It's just too damn cold.
Well, a normal iceberg is what, 375 feet deep down?
Yeah, and it's like like 1/9 or
It's
whatever.
not connected to the ground, so if there's no gravity, technically
Yeah,
it should pull.
but I'm not saying like Antarctica is like a big glacier. No, it's a continent of some sort. It's like it's the ice realm that encompasses all that holds all the waters in. So that ice, however terminates down below or anything like that, we don't know. We can't go there privately to do our own experimentation conducting. You can't bring a submarine down to the bottom of the shelving of Antarctica and see like how deep it goes.
Well,
Terminates or
and I
not.
mean, we're at point defiance right now.
Huh?
There's probably a polar bear in there. So it can sustain.
north.
Well, it can sustain life here just fine with the humidity and everything like that. In Antarctica, it can do the same. But if there's no gravity and if there's nothing like that, do you really think animals can sustain life?
That's why there's like barely any animals there. It's like the emperor penguin's about the only thing down there.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. There's snow foxes.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Talk about Antarctica. There's nothing there. It's freaking desolate. All you have is the emperor penguin, basically. You'll find maybe some whales swimming around nearby the coastline, possibly, maybe.
What's that bird with
No,
the
birds
nasty name?
live there.
Like
Birds live
albatross,
there.
something like that.
No, birds live there.
Yeah, it's a bird with like a private park name.
It's not even one kind. It's like a couple of kinds. Yeah.
So going back to the
The lady that's 5.9 is
oh no actually just the airline argument,
There's no gravity down there.
she said how do you know, right? Right. Well, the longest flight on a commercial airline is the San Diego Airlines. I think it goes from New York
So maybe
to
I'm gonna retire.
Malaysia or one of the Asian countries. It's a 20-hour flight, and it goes over the polar ice cap, right? I mean, it does.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that going over the polar ice cap. The reason they do that is because it's the shortest distance. Right?
Yeah.
If they were to go,
I know, around
Right.
the globe, it'd be
yeah,
like, yeah.
it'd be much longer, right?
Yeah. But if you actually look at it like on an azimuthal equidistant map here, it says going from like New York to Malaysia. Yeah. So to New York to Malaysia, you just kind of start right here. You fly over the north, still the same as the globe model. Straight path between 2 points, right to Malaysia. It'll work on both models.
I see that there's water lining the entire sphere. Is that so? Water is also dripping out of the
I'm sorry, what? What about water?
Well, so the diagram that's right there, it's a sphere, and on each side of the sphere, like 360 degrees, it's all water. So like
Maybe
I said,
air, not just water.
well, yeah, but if there's molten lava, all that stuff in the core of the Earth, like I said, and if it's in there, if the Earth is flat, that means that there's molten underneath the Earth.
There's something.
So
We don't know. We can only go. We've only gone 8 miles. Everything else beyond that is speculation. That's all we can do. Make sure they can say send rate.
The whole Earth is
I had this level right here. Prop up on that
It's mass control. If anything, I got.
man.
Because remember, we're just taught the globe from like a kid, and
It's like a second. You just in second grade to believe that. Come on, man.
remember they tell us it's a globe, but they don't show us any proof of the globe.
No, you can figure it out by yourself. You don't have to listen to nobody.
I know.
Yeah, don't.
But
You start
you can see-
thinking about sun, how it goes, sunrise, tides.
That's perspective.
You can go to different
Yeah.
sides of the earth, like 10 hours difference. You can
Yeah.
figure it out by yourself.
yeah, I mean,
I already did.
it's not because it's a ball. There's no.
Egypt.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah.
The hottest place on earth, then
I
I'm
know.
going to go to the coldest one next year. So I already figured out it's not flat.
Okay, if you really want to see if it's not flat,
I don't need it.
get a spirit level, put it on your plane when you fly.
No, I don't need it. It's not
You'll
flat.
see that you're not going to see that thing moving. Once it levels off, that plane is going to be flying straight.
Hey, back in the days, people said that like 3 elephants hold the earth. Do you believe
If
that?
it's flying straight, it's just
Some
cruising.
people believe that.
No.
For
I know,
a
so- I
while.
know, different
For
cultures-
100 years, people believe that.
Yeah, everyone's
Yes,
got. Everyone's
I'm
got,
just saying.
I know,
That's
but
the
like
same
all
thing.
ancient, but pretty much like all
Yeah.
ancient civilizations knew the Earth was flat.
Even back in the day, they said this around. Come on, man.
Okay, so going back,
Back
so
in the day.
okay, so your model, has it, this thing, and then you go over the polar ice cap. Okay,
Yeah.
So both models work the same.
If this was flat,
So-
the sunrise in the different countries should be the same.
No, there's a different thing in there.
What different? thing?
Well, the fact that
If this is the flat-
the sun's not 93 million miles away, and it's not like 860 miles in diameter.
Okay.
It's smaller and closer. Okay, what it would be doing is
why here it's day and there it's night? If
because
this is
the
flat.
Earth is small and the sun is close.
No.
Well, the sun's
No,
smaller
no.
and closer.
Because it's around.
No,
That's why.
no, because there's no curvature.
So if there's no curvature in the sun,
It's smaller.
No.
And it's
Sun
closer.
is not small.
so is it if
Earth
it's
It appears
is
the
small.
same. It appears the same size as
Earth
the
is
moon does.
small. Sun is a big planet. Come on, man.
That's all because people in white coats told you that. That's all the reason why you believe it. But if you actually look and use your senses, does it really feel like it's about? You know that during our winter, that thing is supposedly 3 million miles closer.
Yeah. The gravity exists?
No.
Oh,
De-
see?
density and
Then
buoyancy.
I'm
I'm
done.
gonna go fly real quick.
Yeah.
No.
Then you're
See,
done.
the problem is, it's like you're denser than the air.
This is no gravity.
Dude, pulling me off this.
It's relative density. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna go fly. Like no, that's not gonna happen because you're denser than the
If you
medium
don't
you're in.
believe
Right now,
gravity,
you're in
you're
air.
down, yeah.
So if you jump up, of course you're gonna fall
So
down.
Newton was wrong.
Newton, yeah. There's no gravity.
Oh, so Newton is wrong? So,
No, the Earth is not round.
come on, man.
Well, it's
How do you
round,
know the
it's round and flat.
education? how you know the education if
Dude,
he was wrong.
I was taught the same damn thing everyone else was. There's the ball, we circle around the sun, yada yada yada, and everything else. Have a good one. Alrighty.
An object doesn't accelerate at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Well, yeah, that's just whatever has a density variance.
Huh?
That's just like density variance there. But it's like
density
but
variance.
it's like, but think about like when something hits the water.
But hold on, if you have density variance, then there's going to be a difference. If you've got areas that are less dense and areas that are more dense, then it's going to go slower in the denser areas.
If it can actually, if it's denser than the medium. Yeah, I know.
Right. So if it's denser in one area and not as dense as another area, then right. What I'm saying is, if I take a mass, a ball, right, and I go over there, and the air is less dense over there, right? It's going to go faster, right?
Well, it's more just like different.
But it is, right? It's going to go faster. That's what you just said.
That's not what I meant. I mean, it's the different densities. Like water has its own density, air has its own density.
Right. Yeah, but air is going to be denser in some areas and denser in less areas, right? It is.
Oh yeah,
It's
I mean, different oxygen
uniform.
content. Yeah, I know. Everything still falls. Yeah.
Okay. So again, if you take an object, right, and you drop it in a denser area, it's going to go slower versus a less dense area. Right? Correct?
Yeah, we'll go slower.
Okay. All right. Good. So if I could prove to you that it's the same acceleration in both areas.
We're not seeing it in the water.
Huh?
Not seeing it in the water.
It doesn't matter about the water.
Well, water is also part of the earth.
I'm talking about
When you talk about gravity, you're not seeing like you're floating, you're like swimming in the water and like you're just being pulled down.
We're talking about one thing. We have to stay on one thing, which is the density of air. Okay? That's what we're talking about. And if it's less dense in one area versus more dense in another area of the Earth, which is possible, right? Based on wind conditions and environmental conditions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that object is going to go slower in one area versus the other area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I could prove to you that it's the same,
Whether
that takes away your theory.
No, because things still can fall due to density, relative density. It's like I can drop my phone, it's gonna fall down like this. It'll drop it in the water. It's gonna like.
But the acceleration is going to be different.
It's gonna be the constant 9.8 the entire way until it reaches terminal velocity. Well, that's not what it freaking meant. All right, that's what I mean. It's like air is densest at the bottom.
We have to establish a baseline before we can actually.
Yeah,
because
there is no curvature. There's our good baseline right off the bat. There is none. No matter where you see, no matter how high you go, you do not see curvature unless you have a GoPro lens, CGI imagery from NASA and other government agencies.
No, because you said you don't believe in gravity.
I don't.
Okay, and I'm trying to prove to you that gravity exists.
No, it can't even be tested. It's never been tested. It's still a theory.
I'm actually proving to you that it exists.
You'll be the first person to prove it then, because it's never been proven.
Well, actually, see, I'm proving it to you because your explanation is that density is what changes acceleration. Okay?
Well, it changes the whether something is going to fall or rise.
Correct.
In a medium.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Right. And what I'm
So what happens when you let go of a helium balloon?
What I'm saying is that the acceleration is the same at every point on Earth.
On air.
Well,
in the medium of air, things will fall at 9.8 meters per second square. Yes, but not everything's going to fall at 9.8 meters per second square in the water. You're not floating in the water. You're like being pulled to the center of mass. You're not doing that. You're floating because you're more buoyant than the water.
Correct. That's density. So how does that prove anything?
So how does that prove gravity?
Because the water, the buoyancy, the change in buoyancy is because of the medium. And the gravity is holding the water. The gravity is holding the water in.
From a studio, and then sold it to the public as being.
No, just say water is always contained.
Well, see, if you didn't have gravity, so why does the water stay where it is? Why doesn't it fall out?
Because it's being contained.
By what?
Land.
All right. So
if land's higher than the freaking water, it's gonna, water always conforms to the shape of its container. You see it in a fishbowl. You see it pretty much in a beer glass, in a sink. You see it anywhere. Water is always being contained, and it is always level, immeasurably level.
Right.
That's how we're seeing the moines from here.
Okay. Well. Anyway, I
know this is a lot. I know it's a crazy bunch going on right now.
What do you guys do with the YouTube videos?
Well, I'm like, this is the first video I've ever done. But Daryl's been doing this for a couple of years. He's, he's going through his own experiments for flat Earth. He's gone to a couple of the conferences. He's downright good guy. Everyone's just in the community. Yeah, the community's like any other community. You're gonna have some infighting. You're gonna have all this some BS, whatever. But for the most part, we all get along. We may not all agree on the same ideas of the flat Earth model exactly, but we do know it's not a globe spinning through space. That's all.
No, but what do you guys do? I mean, you guys record these. What do you do with them?
You just post them on YouTube to share, share experiences, like interacting with people. Because mostly you see like any flat Earth content, it's usually like either online, social media, things like that. We're really gonna whoa, I've never met a flat earther before. It's we can actually have a discussion here out in the open, public. So not hanging on keyboards, we're not pissing off each other as much, and hopefully we can have at the end of the day we all have a nice conversation. We shake hands and go our way. You can choose to do whatever, and we're not like, my name's Ted.
Hey, JD, nice to meet you.
Man.
Well, good, man. Well,
yeah.
Good luck with your project.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to check any information. Maybe it's something you can try and disprove. You can get back to it.
I applaud you guys for your what is it? Passion.
Yeah.
I applaud you for your passion.
Thank you.
I think that's at least you're passionate.
I know it's
about
like
something.
I'm not gonna just like
I mean, some people
do
are not
it.
passionate about anything.
I know. We're not no nihilists here. we care. It's like we're doing this because we care about everyone. We don't want you to see. We want you to see the truth here.
We don't want people to be deceived, man. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
We're genuinely compassionate people. We're out here willing to get laughed at.
Yeah, have a good one.
Take care, man. All right.
Oh yeah.
My man Ted.
Nice.
Down.
Good lord. They got the angry. I got the.
This guy's making stuff happen.
Trying to.
All right.
I just need a billboard and go to Flat Earth 101 and grab me one and a lot of posters.
Freaking Ted's doing that thing.
Oh God, am I getting called Pretty Ted now?
Right.
No.
My man Ted.
Uh,
All right. The crowd's is first.
I know.
We got a little time to relax. Jeez.
Good God.
What's up, man?
That's been a crazy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours now. We're over 2 hours
Jeez.
doing that thing. Thank you. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm saying we got some folks over here trying to crack jokes and all that, but I think we did rather well overall.
Mm-hmm.
Still got time. What time is it out here? 4:26? Got plenty of time. We got plenty of time for flat snacking out here. Plenty of time.
Yeah, right now I got the guy who goes arguing with just a bit ago. They're playing with his dog. Yep. Dog realizing buoyancy. It's fun. Oh, we're talking to the other guy.
What's up, man?
Let's see here. Move that boy around to see my ugly face. Oh. Whew. Been a crazy productive day. But if you haven't seen the setup here, we got Daryl's camera. And it's pointed pretty much right over there, 10.4 miles. And got to follow the math. It ain't adding up. How's it going?
Hello.
Hey.
I'd like to mention that the atmosphere does weird things, so water can't include.
But have you ever seen water curve in any everyday situation?
Well, in many situations I actually have. It can curve into any position you put it in based off of gravity.
No. Well, is that really...
Since it's being centered to the Earth's magnetism, then it can't. What?
Oh.
Is that little kid mic drop there?
No man got you.
Because of gravity.
He got you, Ted.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh, Flat Earth debunked by a 5-year-old. Oh, life is over now.
We gotta pack it up and go, man.
Show's over. No.
Dang it.
That's like, yeah, I remember everything in school too.
Yeah, man, we got handled by an 8-year-old.
Yeah. I will give him props on his courage there. Most kids are like,
somebody sent him over here.
You gotta tell him the Earth's a ball because of gravity. Remember your lines, little one. Here's $5.
All right, thanks. What's up, buddy? Hill, nice to see you guys. Snake, Roseanne, what's up? No One's Flower, what's going on? MJ Gibbons. That's my man Ted, right there.
Yeah.
John Johnson, what's up? Dark Knight?
Yes, you did,
What's
Rich.
up, what's up? Yeah,
Yeah, there's a different TED Talks here.
yeah. There you go, Ted Talks. There it is.
Crazy. Yeah, much little difference there. You got 200 views. I got 8.
You're good.
Kicking ass. Hey, the first video ever.
Hey.
So
Yeah, man. So Ted's doing his first live stream right now. Be sure to get over and subscribe to Ted Sommer. SOMMER.
Yep.
So, get over there.
Like the season.
Star Trail McKinney, what's happening, man? What's up, John?
Density.
No, it's round. Why not going sideways?
She'll be
Here's the
spinning.
thing. How do we know it's round?
No.
No.
He's one of us, man. He's with
I
us,
know.
man. Relax, man. Relax. He knows it's flat.
That's true. Yeah. All that relative density. Well, sweet. We got a 9-year-old flat earther.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Oh, there we go.
Start him young. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kids got this stuff figured out.
It's simple.
And it's folks like out here. Hold on, watch this. Show you the audience over there. Watch
Shock a little. Yeah, no, it'd be the flyer thigh candy here, right? Oh yeah. If you don't know anything about Daryl here, his van is loaded with all the little bit of flat earth there, and usually we might have a couple people looking at it, taking pictures, like always. That's what they do.
Let's go. It's flat. Let's go. All right, I think.
Sounds good, it's flat.
I think one guy and 2 girls, they all got shaved.
Nice. Thanks for all the new subs there.
It looked like they were thinking really hard about it. So we'll see. We'll see what's up.
Nice, all the way from Mexico, sweet. All right. So yeah, me and Daryl still chilling out here. Maybe we'll find somebody new to step up to the plate.
Who wants some?
I know.
Hey, it's Melissa. All right.
You have a nice crowd here.
Mhm. Oh, God.
Good to see you. Hi, I'm
Hi.
Melissa.
Ted.
Ted, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, it's like for a while we had like a big 20-minute 30 people surrounding
I was
us.
watching it all the way
I was
down.
like, I'm like, oh my God, they're just coming out of the woodwork here.
Right.
We're like,
Some really good questions.
I know, finally.
We needed some backup.
I know. It was getting crazy. He's like,
I'm over here talking to people, and then there were like people waiting to hear. I'm like,
you got nuts.
somebody else out here.
Yeah, I was working today at the hospital.
And it's funny, we had a guy who was just apparently a doctor. It's that guy right there, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He was a doctor. We also had a pilot. And like, wow, we're getting all of them. All we need now is all we need is an
Doctors,
astrophysicist.
pilots.
Anything. How's it going? Good. Any questions there? Comments, concerns, general mockery, usual.
Yeah, we're open. We're open to suggestions.
Yeah.
I agree.
Awesome. Badass. I know, it's like we're not seeing anything, and right now Daryl's even got his camera looking down over at Saltwater State Park or down in Des Moines. 10.4 miles, and like even counting for the height and everything, we're still that should be obstructed. We're not seeing that. And plus the fact, simple fact, we're just seeing water being level.
Through the camera and
So show me, walk me through it.
Okay.
Oh,
so
she's definitely not flat ridge.
I'll ask them if they ever seen a camera that acts like a telescope.
Shit, who's saying they're bubbling logs? Of course, my comments, they just seem to disappear on my phone. Excellent. Okay. 3 cuts. I will let him know.
Saltwater's 3 o'clock. 10.4 miles away.
Okay.
So then what I'll do, I'll ask him if they got the calculations
Yeah,
down.
doing his
for the
instructional bit
circumference of the
here.
Earth and all that. All right, now bring it back here. Okay, so you know that the equation to calculate Earth's curvature.
There are more people. Any questions there? I know you're like mind blown.
Go out the Google Earth. Go out the region from there. Alright. And that's why I just showed over here.
And basically right now Daryl is showing using his Nikon P900 about sight distances and how that should be obstructed if we're living on a ball right now, because the accepted curvature math for this is 8 inches per mile square. So at 10.4 miles, you should be seeing about 60, like roughly about 62 to 64 feet of curvature between us and point over there in Des Moines. Even if you factor in our heights of probably like 10, 15 feet up, there still should be like about 50 feet of obstructed view, but we're not seeing that. I mean, he zoomed right in, boom.
But like,
and I'm showing them in real
when we're
time.
looking forward, and if it's cold,
Yeah, I know. We should be having curvature like along, and like not just like this. We're not living on a paper towel roll here. It should be like curved like east-west as well as like north-south. It should be like it's a ball. I mean, ball.
but won't they off? Because what we can see right here is flat because it's so large. The flat would, because it's straight, it would be higher than the curve.
No, because we're just like because the part you talk about the curve. That curve would be the the distance between here and there is like 10.4 miles, so it's like 63, 64 feet of curvature. So that means we should have like a good 30 feet of obstructed view. Because that'll be that hump that be in between us, what we should be seeing. So we're seeing clear as day.
Bring them out here.
The beach right there. There's camera there.
Yeah, you've got this whole flight.
I know. It's a lot of craziness. If anything here, I'm going to give you some information real quick.
We were talking about that on a stream last week.
Oh, we got one. You see.
Boom.
Boom.
Aw.
Aw.
I got on
Wah, he left. Damn.
And then you know what, in relation, you got
I keep this on hand.
Okay, what?
Okay.
Yes.
See what I can do there.
That's why I put this one right here. I'm like, every time you see water, in a glass, in a puddle, in a pond, lake, ocean, it's always flat.
Until you get to there.
Only time you see
Bam,
curved
bam,
water
bam.
is when you look at this little spinning ball. That's it.
Mhm.
It never happens. And then they're like looking at their experience, and then I'm like, think about this. Bring it here.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
There.
There.
It's like discard. It's like sure, we've seen lights in the sky. We can't 100% prove what it is, what it's doing, but let's bring it on down to Earth where we can all observe, see, feel, and things like that. It's like we're seeing
And
flat
the
water.
thing that really got me thinking was when Eric DeBay said, okay, just stand outside and just let your senses tell you
What's
what
going on.
you perceive.
Right.
He's like,
And then you're like, okay.
Just be still.
The wind is going.
Can't
And then
be
you
all
think
day.
we're supposed to be going at what?
Millions
Like
of
1,000
miles.
miles around, plus what? I don't know.
Another 67,000 miles around the sun.
480,000 miles
And
around
then, and then
the
dart
sun.
through space.
At over a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
I was like doing that, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but we're bouncing rocks on the beach. How is this happening?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, this doesn't happen.
It is. It is.
Oh. Bring on in, show the love.
Come on over. Come on
Let's
over.
see, we're like the only two or three flat earthers here.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what-
We need some
What's good?
support.
All right.
You guys need some support.
All right, what you got? What you got? You got questions? So here's the basics of it. Here's the basics. Every time you see a blue, you see a lot of blue. You see a little bit of green. Now blue, obviously, is water, right? Yeah. Now every time you know what it says, whenever you see a glass, it says it's flat, right? Then you drop past the puddle, it says it's flat. Yep. Flat. You go out to the lake. I used to go fishing like that on my pop. And the water always looks like glass. Now,
Definitely subliminally red pilling everybody here. It's pretty great.
The only time that you see curved water is in pictures that you can't take for
Pictures, CGI pictures.
Well, here,
Government pictures. And I tried.
Computer-generated images.
I trust my government. Yeah, it's like my
Hey,
government.
you
like,
can
I like-
trust anybody that's going to give you $56 million
Oh, I know. It's like $6 million
a day.
God.
Good. Where'd you read about it from?
No, I saw like Facebook. The
Oh,
only people
cool.
that say it.
Yeah, it's become more widely known now.
Yeah. Want some information?
Stuck on the sunrise and the
Yeah,
sunset.
cool. You ever heard of him? That's Daryl Marble, D Marble. It's his YouTube channel.
The what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's live streaming right now. All right. Hey, have a good day. Good lord. Red pilling is getting easier.
Seriously, people.
I was here last week.
Yeah.
I was like stuttering on my words, like no other. I'm like,
Well, you know, it's a slap in the face when you first hear about it.
yeah. Oh, I know. It's like.
And then,
it's
but
like,
when you walk,
oh,
somebody,
school's wrong. I know that's what happens. And then we just like get, and you just get told over and over and over again through all the mainstream crap, either like TV, constantly
Think
media.
about it. Like,
yeah.
my 8-year-old grandson, I try and tell him, like, really, Liam, I know that school is telling you it's cool, but it's not. And he just cannot. I mean, he's 8.
Man, that's wow. They're really getting them good.
Yeah.
It's like, who took these pictures? Usually they're artist renderings, and this is off artist renderings bringing, like, transcribing data from God knows where it's coming from, satellites and other space objects and whatever else. And we're gonna move some clouds. We're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this. It's like Queer Eye for the NASA guy. We're gonna make it look pretty. We're gonna sell it. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So tell me your story.
My
'Cause
story.
that's when we went to the Flat Earth conference. I think that was one of the most interesting things because as people walked into the room and we're like, wow, we
Oh my
this
God!
is the coolest feeling. Did you go to that?
Oh, I wish. I've not gone to that one.
You're not that cool yet, no.
I didn't have the money. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I want to go this year.
Oh, so
bad.
you were back then even.
Yeah, the last 2 years it's like
Yeah.
you know, I first met her like at the big Seattle Flat Earth meetup we had like right across the street from the Mariners Stadium and all that. I was like, so I'm meeting him, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, Paul McLean. There's a whole bunch of people. No, there's like I went there with my good friend who woke me up to Flat Earth.
It's like 2 in the morning.
I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like and it's awesome.
Yeah,
And it's like, and it's like, it takes like, it's like going on a blind date and finding out you like maybe both like metal music. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going. No, it is like, all right, we got that bit off our, that gorilla off our back. I'm like, so it's like, hey, what's your name then?
You do. You almost feel like you know each other.
I know. It's like I go to any other bar or anything like that. I'm like, no, I'm definitely not wearing this shirt because I don't want to be like ridiculed out of the freaking bar. But some people do know that I'm a flat earther. They may try to say stuff. I've had one guy. Interesting. If you were high enough, I'm like, dude, we have been freaking high.
Yeah.
It's still flat.
Yeah.
No matter what. It's like we try. It's like we're taking it from the top down. We've tried to do everything. It's like if you ever see like before they took it down the Earth.null school thing, like that makes so much sense where the currents and everything just kind of goes around the geocentric like A map and then they take it off.
They took it off.
I'm like, so now we have wind and currents that are just doing the cool
It
wave.
don't make sense.
I know. That does make perfect sense. and we're spinning all these speeds too, huh?
Well, thanks for that information.
Yeah, no problem.
That confirms all the questions I had.
Cool. My name's Daryl. You got a channel on YouTube.
Yes.
D Marble. Check it out. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Appreciate it. All right. We'll keep working on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting a message from someone from you is like saying like, tell D that I'm still blocked on his channel. It's like 3 hots
in a cut?
Yeah.
Who blocked 3 hots in a cut?
I don't know.
Who blocked 3 hots in a cut? You know what? Mods, we're gonna have to talk. We gotta talk about this.
Like sometimes people,
Blocking people.
some people I know are like, ah! People get crazy. Oh, we might have another. How's it going?
Oh, good.
It's like the most passive red pilling ever.
Yeah, right.
Like how people are like either flat earthers or really susceptible or open-minded to it.
Yeah.
And very rarely, man, like I had like the fourth member of Hanson like
Right.
ditch me. I got kind of pissed. I was like, I'm gonna go get you some information. Next thing, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, son.
I'm like, oh, nope.
Nope. Can't do it. I don't want to hear anymore. I can't take my
You
schooling.
know, the implications.
Oh, I know.
To have to come to this conclusion.
It sucks.
It's major.
It's
because if they're lying about this,
they push like
how
everything.
Lie about everything. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like,
That's all I'm saying. I'm like, they'll
Yeah.
lie to us about this, they'll lie about everything else, man.
it's like, yeah, it's like the truth. It's like
because then people
saying-
say, well, but the Chinese are there, the Russians are there. Yeah, because they're smart enough to get the money from their people.
I wrote
It's
down
not money. It really is.
money and control.
Yeah, who measures Earth's circumference? Tell me, please.
Yes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know it's like how George Carlin said, like, if they all of a sudden bring out the truth, the whole society's gonna collapse. That's unfortunate. It's like think like Mark Sargent saying like financial implications.
Good stuff.
Stock market's been down for quite some time while they're shaking their heads. We can see it in like there's probably some really angry rednecks who might be trying to go to like England and pick up the Queen.
Oh God.
You can see there's like
Think about it.
and I'll be playing the theme music to Team America. Just like trying to like kill all the elites. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a redneck collusion of the massive proportion.
Yeah.
Budweisers and Michelob
What's up,
and
Joey?
Milwaukee's best fleeing everywhere.
Man, Brad in the house. What's good, man?
I like those questions the kids were asking.
Oh, I know. I'm like,
Oh, they just kept on and on.
Kids are curious.
well, they're fresh. They're getting that indoctrination
and
right
because
now.
They're trying to
they're gonna
connect
get it
the
right
dots.
tomorrow.
Okay,
They're like,
but if you say this and this,
you know, they're gonna bring that up to their classroom. Like,
Teacher, we just met a couple guys that said the Earth's flat. We have questions.
I hope they don't get in trouble for that, but
I know.
See,
It's like
I'll
parents
hope
like
some of
you're
the
being
other
homeschooled
kids-
now.
I hope some of the other kids chime in like, yeah, the Earth is flat. That's
I know because all it takes is just one voice,
yeah.
and it's like it'll resonate with
Yeah.
someone, or it'll just blow off. And
well,
then,
like my grandson, it's gonna be like, well, yeah, my grandma who loves me, I thinks I'm the most adorable kid on earth. She says it's flat.
It's true.
trust your grandma.
I don't lie.
Yeah. Like,
It's like everybody lies though, but it's like this is kind of lying.
yeah, this is a little bigger than that.
It's a very well constructed lie.
Oh,
It's been repeated forever and
toasty out here.
oh, I know. I'm like,
It's great.
God, last time it was like, I'm so cold.
Yeah.
I know. Lately, I'm like, I'm wearing black jeans this time. I'm like, I'm going for full heat
Yeah,
here.
they were like coming out earlier does help. That's for sure.
So how was the Pioneer Square?
It was kind of slow at Pioneer Square. and-
The only excitement we had was the hose that were right next to me.
I got business today.
Yeah. Everybody was out there. They were doing their tours, like the underground tour and all that.
Oh, yeah.
The city. And they're like on tours, but they're trying to keep up with the tour guide, so we couldn't stop and talk. So we're like, we'll just hang out here.
You're kind of chill.
Want some information? You want some information about this?
And if they want to come talk,
Hey, look, we got
Sure. Okay. Cool. Here's like one good website. Just like talking about like, our Earth curvature and everything like that. But this one's really, really good because it's got
I like that. How do you search it?
like good 10 simple proofs here. Like talk about like how airplanes fly a line straight and level. Daryl's got his own experiment on his channel about him, taking a level onto a plane, flew it for 23 minutes. We have the science here of like how stars kind of rotate all around the North Star. The North Star has never moved. There's buildings and structures around the Earth that will just be pointed at it all the time, year after year. Still see it no matter what. And all these stars are supposedly supposed to be moving. That ain't happening. We got the horizon's always flat. You can observe that in any situation. How moonlight's colder and everything. And gravity is just basically the density and buoyancy, like when you jump and you fall down because you're denser than the air. But if you go swimming in the ocean or lake or anything like that, you're gonna float. Unless you remove all your air out of your body, you just breathe out and you'll start sinking. That's just because you become more dense than the water. And that's why some things float. Like that log right there is floating right now. And a rock of the same weight would just sink. But anyway, there's some information there. We got some cool little sites
making it happen.
that you can check out.
Trying to make some things happen out here.
Yeah.
Man Teddy's talking to the youth.
Yep. That's a strange.
To the Utes.
To the Utes.
Hey, what movie is that
No.
from?
Oh shit.
The Utes.
And he's gonna red pill his parents now.
My cousin Billy.
Oh snap! He just gave it to his parents there, so let's see how that works. Everyone's sitting right there in the car, like, hey, it's all good, dude.
Seriously.
It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, more people taking lunch. Yeah, we got everyone here. Looks like we're gonna have another round here. I know.
No, I didn't see.
Come on, we got it. We got it.
I thought she was one of the natural head.
Yeah, no. I think it's like something else. Yeah. Well, we got a group of about 5-6 behind us. See if they'll come in here and chat with us.
I thought I was thinking that we might see somebody with a nice shirt or
Oh yeah. No. Got our sign. Dale's got his 15-pound weight holding it down. And maybe asking where my dog's at. They're down there. On the yeah, dog's at are down there.
got somebody coming in.
How's it going?
Hi. My husband wants your link.
What's what?
A link?
Oh, Link?
Yes, please.
Oh, there's that. And Dale might have some business cards here.
I may have a card.
And I might even have one more thing here. Oh, I'm not allowed to make other flyers. Yeah. Damn it. I only got one here. Oh, you already got one. Oh, sweet, you got all of us. Never mind. Okay.
Illinois woman. Monday he drops off and has to Michigan.
Yeah, see you last time.
Hoping to have home within the next 12 or 14 days. So kind of that's my husband.
All right.
Right.
I know.
I thought it was going down.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for.
We got some crap. I think hopefully they're. I'm blocking you now. Your seat.
Is this the first time you've heard of this?
No.
Concept? No.
No, my husband is very much
Cool. Cool. Oh snap!
Good stuff. Something else. Good stuff.
Well, the time that you're meeting Daryl Marble here, you'll probably be like, oh my God, that guy!
You'll be like,
He might know who he is. I'd be on there having nobody.
it's fun. It's fun. I'm the resident flat earth guy. Right?
No problem.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's Ventura spitting all the seeds out.
Down to only a few cards left. Jeez.
I know, I got just a couple Flat Earth 101 that you gave me from last week, and that's it.
No, I got 3 cards left. I gotta go get
Make some more.
yeah, I gotta go grab some more. I got 2 of them in my van.
I need some more. I have to wait till payday, and I can probably go to Flat Earth 101 and get some
I'm
stuff.
gonna take a walk over there and grab some cards. And,
Here, want to hold those in your pocket?
yes. All right.
Oh, wow. This has been kind of exciting.
I know.
I know, it's like, and one of the other resident Flat Earthers gave Daryl that one. Mark.
Yep.
I was there. That was so cool.
Oh, this is, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Gives you an idea.
Yeah, it kind of gives you like, because then if you talk without like,
Your
and you talk
brain
no
is like-
no visuals, it's like you're not gonna get much.
Yeah.
It's like here we got the freaking thing. We got and then I, like had the great idea. I'm like, dude, we got to bring the camera here. That'd be freaking
Yeah.
boom.
So this is his P900.
Yes, it is. It's like maybe one day he'll like decide to get that infrared lens. So that would be insane here. I still got to try and like get a buddy of mine who moved to Hawaii last year. Like, dude, it's flat. This thing like
Yeah.
Snapchat's like, dude, it's flat. Everywhere I'm looking at the horizon there. It's like, no, it's not. The moon sun's going down. I'm like, no, it's not. It's going away, dude. Perspective, dude.
Going away.
I know, and he's telling me how you can see
It's like gravity. It's density versus buoyancy.
it's like does the same damn thing. There's no
It's
real difference.
different terminologies for what we're both experiencing.
Yeah. That's the way it is. Oh. Oh, man. It's crazy.
Planting seeds.
Planting seeds, I know. At least the passive ones are the great ones because the ones like sitting down, looking. Yeah, it's kind of great like that. Like it's in your face. It's like I don't know. It's like watching today's music and just it's in your face regardless if you want to hear it or not. It's there. Oh well. Let's try.
So you said you came into Flat Earth when?
I was a little over about 3 years ago, and
that's kind of when the whole awakening happened.
yeah, like about 3-4 years ago. It's like me, was like I thought, depending on like how conspiratorial minded someone may be, it's like it's like I knew about 9/11 like back in like 07, and then working my way like
so the moon
chemtrails.
landing.
I was always like kind of on edge with that at first, because back in the day I was also an Alex Jones fan. I hate myself for that, but whatever. I mean, he did pass out some truth, but of course he also has some other crap. I'm like, all right, I'll take the good and discard the bad, keep on trucking. And then after a while, I just stopped caring about it and like, whatever. I was like, okay, that's it. The whole world's like that, but I didn't know like I guess the total end game. But so yeah, my buddy like passed me a thing about the Flat Earth. He's like, watch 15 minutes of this. Tell me what you think. The video unfortunately is no longer around because I actually tried to look through my messengers. Oh, video's deleted. But whatever. But after that, it's like I was like, my mind, whoa. Felt like Neo. He's like, he's like, ooh, he likes it. So yeah, just kept on trucking, like looking more information, and I'm like, huh.
So what about your closest circle of people?
My closest circle of people consists of like my friend who woke me up. Luckily, he's like a neighbor. Even some of my other friends though, like they give me crap. It's gonna happen, whatever. Some like some went public on like Facebook. So, ooh, wow. I'd never seen.
Facebook. Good times. Good times.
The land of thin skin and triggering.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why does it do that? It like really
Because
turns.
it's because it's like it's all all the other little fantasy things like Santa Claus and everything like that. It's like you stop that at about 10 max usually. I feel sorry for anyone who still believes that it return a like, hey, stop it now. There's no fat man doing this. But it's like that's taken away right then and there.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, okay, it was like this chill funky tradition, whatever. Of course, they find it's all demonic and whatnot. But then it's like the globe lives on forever. Everything is based on the globe. Because regardless of Santa Claus, you still see him going around the globe. It's like the globe is like everywhere that you ever don't want it to be. I'm surprised they don't have like globe toilet paper. I'm like, there's whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. So it's like, that's like the massive core belief, that whole thing. Gravity holds that whole lie together. So you take away gravity, everything crumbles. People's minds crumble. And it still took me like a month or so before I like really kind of like fully accepted the Earth is flat. I'm like, because like, I don't know, I think teenagers with girlfriends are like Mount Rainier, like saw a light going by. Like, then I was thought it was a satellite. Now I'm like, it might be kind of a satellite, but more like a sataloon or a high altitude plane. It could be whatever the hell.
Satellite attached to a balloon.
The one that doesn't land in Brazil with the attachments with the balloons. That's great. And I'm gonna walk in. Damn Subarus. Yeah, let's see. Damn. Even I'm almost at 2 hours.
You want to know? Get over here. Get over here.
Come here, man.
I know.
I saw you look. Get over here.
Oh, that's what I should do. I'll do the poor man version of what Corey does, and I'll just try and get like a cardboard cutout of the red Tesla.
Yeah.
And I can drink some beers. That would be cool. They may not like that.
Yeah, this is amazing stuff.
Oh, I know.
You're like, what's this? You cannot help it.
Because you're like about 80, there's like a 99% chance you're going to be seeing Daryl's van.
Yeah.
And from there, it's like, bait.
You're going to see the van.
And then you're going to walk on the main path. And here we are.
You go that way or that way. And you see these guys with this sign that says Earth is flat. You're like, wait a minute.
Any questions
Even
there?
if they don't want to come over there.
Interested, nice.
Okay, good job.
I'm interested to what your argument is.
Well, starting off with, if we are on a ball, there needs to be measurable curvature. That's what we usually, it's like, kind of reason why we set up shop right here, because we're on a body of water. All bodies of water have to be contained, and they're always level. You're never seeing any measurable curvature.
Okay.
Daryl has his Nikon P900 out here, which he's been basically almost kind of replicating the laser test he did several months back with his friend. Right now we're being pointed at Saltwater State Park, about 10.4 miles out. He conducted a laser experiment. He was there. His friend Mark over there, and his friend Mark shot a laser over there, and he was able to catch her on a live stream, actually seeing the whole mittens of light right from there. And according to the heliocentric model's curvature calculation, which is 8 inches per mile square, at 10.3 miles they were at, that should have been 62 feet of curvature.
Okay.
And they were like right on the water.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't have been able to see anything like that.
Okay.
But we're seeing the whole thing entirety. And if anyone goes about gravity, here's a very simple way of explaining it. Different liquids, they all have different relative densities. They have different solid objects. They'll stop, like a ping pong ball, extremely light, very low density. It's floating right on top, no problem. Then at the very bottom, you have like honey and friggin' a bolt right at the bottom. It's like relative density dictates whether things are going to go up or going to go down.
Yeah.
Because you can release a pound of helium, it's going to go straight up. You release a pound of, I don't know, pound.
Does the water fall off the earth?
No. Because water's contained. So instead of Antarctica being just like some kind of small little earth, Dale shows like the best example right there. It's basically azimuthal equidistant map. It's about 100-year-old kind of stuff. Yeah, you've heard like flat Earth say about ice wall. It's kind of what we mean. It's like the ice. Yeah, it goes around the borders. There's someone has explored about between like the 30s and 50s. A guy, Admiral Richard Byrd. He went to Antarctica several times, conducting a whole bunch of experiments. One time even taking a whole platoon of like 4,800 men, different warships, stuff like that. We don't know exactly what they're doing, but we do know through some other operations they have done is that they've supposedly shooting off nuclear weapons up into the sky, trying to see if there might be a dome or something like that. He even said in like a 1954 interview where he's saying there's like a continent the size of the United States beyond the South Pole on the other side of Middle America or something like that.
But they sent things to Mars, though. So
Yeah, look here.
So
we're seeing parabolic. We're seeing a parabolic curve. There.
Yeah, they're going up, and that's what it looks around.
Right, they go up and then they curve off to the side. It's like
You kind of wonder why like no one really goes to the Bermuda Triangle. Florida and everything can kind of launch
I've been there.
Have you?
Have you?
Caribbean. I've been there. Yeah.
To the actual Bermuda Triangle.
I've been to just the very corner.
So
I've been there.
That's it.
I haven't been in the center now.
Yeah.
I've been there.
That's if you also believe that we can. Well, then there's the whole space in general. It's like, how can that even exist? Because we are in a pressurized system. Space apparently is a vacuum. We don't have a solid area in between it. Now people say, the gases are apparently just supposedly holding all this crazy stuff. But of course, also the heliocentric model, it's like gravity's supposed to be denser or more apparent down here. We got to tend to the -17 torr vacuum. That's like.
Think about static electricity, though. How does that work? You know what I mean? It pulls things towards it, right?
Yeah, static electricity is. It's also another variable within like when people say gravity. It's like density and buoyancy. Yeah, it's like things heavier will fall, things less dense will rise. Static electricity kind of gives it more of the straight up and down, because if the Earth was electric, and it has been measured that it's like 100 volts per meter, so it's continuously going up to like 50 kilometers. It's like 5 million volts, watts, whatever the hell it is, volts.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So many different
stuff.
things.
Yes, let's see if I.
This is even cool.
Yeah, no, because these are actual NASA images here. It's like they say like, it's a different angle. Well, how did the different angle showing the same size, showing a completely different size shaped Earth, or not Earth, but North America? It's like America. And I don't know if it was this one, but it might be. I know it's one of the Russia ones that are like supposed like massive, crazy pixelated. See the handprint from like the copy and paste thing.
Okay.
Oh, I know, right?
Okay.
It's all good.
Thanks.
You want some information though?
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Okay.
Thanks.
Keep it in mind. Let's hope.
All good.
Oh. Thank you.
Good job, man.
I was going to say, and if you look up to here in northern sky, you'll see a chemtrail being sprayed right before our very eyes. Isn't that wonderful?
I thought that's a control though.
Well, if it dissipates, yeah, it might be a contrail. This one, I'm voting no.
They're ionizing.
I know, they're helping the electric charge. It's blocking everything. Ain't that wonderful chemtrail. Oh, good old Washington. We had a nice day, so of course they're going to be chemtrailing the crap out of us now. I know. Oh. He goes like, my brother's like, he works at Boeing. Contrails. I'm like, oh, I just got.
Come on, I mean, look at lines.
I know. It's like,
You think these are real natural man-made clouds?
No.
Well, they are man-made clouds. They aren't doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
They do cloud seed. They have all this. Oh God, they talk about it. There's like a little snippet here in the bottom of the news.
it's nuts. Things are doing all right. Yeah, next time we use it. Now the sun's freaking starting to go down. Or go out of view. Ha. I know better.
I'm gonna get a strike.
Jeez.
All right, thank you, Vlad.
I'm going down.
Yeah. Or is it going out of view?
Yeah, sun's going off into the distance.
Don't
Right,
want
there
anyone
it
to think you're
is.
like a shill for saying that. Like,
It's not going down, it's just going away.
no worries.
Making its circuit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might
Back up.
put it off in 14 minutes. 3 hours.
Big day there.
Oh no. Hour and a half to 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double the time, double the effort, double the people. We're getting more and more people though, which is cool. And no violence. Just
No way.
a bunch of people dealing with cognitive Oh man, I was really hoping that I'd be like. Nah, it's sure we'd like the perfect guys like hopping down the stairs.
Oh.
That would be awesome. Yeah. So I'm going away, and so are the people.
Put it off at 3 hours.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see if anyone comes around here.
Everybody go ahead and relax.
So it's relaxing
Give
time.
everybody an opportunity to chat.
Maybe. See what we got going.
Good, how are you? Well, it's not the flat earth society.
Yeah. Here, I'll take care of this one.
We're independent. We're like actual real flat earth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I do my own experiments. What kind of experiments? Guinea pigs? Oh no, I'm a scientist. I'm out here, trying to make things happen. So look. So look, I did an experiment.
I'm gonna go run to my car real quick here. So yeah, sorry, I have a nicotine addiction, everybody. But all is good. But I can only handle no nicotine for a while here. A couple hours. Yeah, I can see all the hair flying. Yeah. Let's see. Oh. There we go. Three outs and a cut to a flea. I think he's lost it. He's having issues with his mods. And caffeine. Oh, anyway. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, wow. That guy. Pretty cool. And running rich, too. Smell that gas. Anyway, back to Daryl. And probably packing it up here in just a minute.
So I was going to the fourth floor.
Unless something happens.
I was on the first floor. I had to look up. I said, wow, it looked like I took me.
Good. Not bad.
So I get to, so we had that night.
Questions, comments, concerns, general mockery. All right. Cool.
So I raised my hand and said, I said, what's wrong with your home? I think somebody stole my computer. Guess what? I was sitting right in front of my computer. He told me that. It took me from the first floor.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut out here. And anyone else, just go to T Marvel's channel.
Like going in a spiral.